Hello everybody, I'm Scott.
And I'm Chelsea.
And we are the Gallivanting Gamerz. And it's another Versus Day. And today we're picking two of the more popular boxing games from the NES. Today it is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out versus Ring King.
Talking boxing games.
Talking boxing games. So, tell me what you've noticed. You've just experienced these games.
So they're really cute, and they're very simple. I like Street Fighter 2. I feel like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out in some ways is like a super watered down version of Street Fighter 2, but only in a boxing ring, not with all the different settings. Because they have like all these stereotypical characters.
And that is one thing we'll definitely address. The characters, a few racist undertones from the original Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson Punch-Out. I don't know if Mike Tyson himself would be in
the original Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Just to be clear.
Or just Punch-Out for the later prints of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which is fascinating story in itself. Happen to ever watch the Gaijin Goomba? That's one of our favorite YouTube channels. He actually does a really good breakdown of how the Punch-Out games have improved and sort of made better the racist undertones of some of their characters. But with that being said, on the old Nintendo, yes, you have Soda Popinski, Bald Bull, King Hippo,
Piston Honda, Don Flamenco, Glass Joe, Von Kaiser, Macho Man. I don't know if that's racist at all, but that's just weird. And also not. And lest we forget, Mario is the referee.
That's true. Sounds like Matt Pat and I might need to talk about that one a little bit. We're a whole network of other YouTubers that we absolutely love in this channel, so bear with us. So one thing I want to say is I really appreciate on the Punch-Out side, even with the undertones that they got going on, they have a very colorful cast of characters. Very memorable, all have their unique power moves and are very catered to whatever their specific thing is. There is no character variation in Ring King. They're all the exact same sprite with palette swaps, which I'm normally all for palette swaps, but even I'll admit this one's pushing it a little bit.
You're like, okay, so they're different races. Oh, this guy's got green skin suddenly.
Green skin with purple gloves. Alright, so that's kind of fascinating. It kind of reminds me of in Double Dragon when they start sending green colored Abobos after you, the Abobo character, the big buff guy. Yeah. Jolly Green Giant. So there's that. Now let's talk about the music of the games. I don't feel like either one is really all that memorable, but you kind of, I'll lean more towards the direction of Punch-Out because it's more cheery, upbeat. It feels like boxing music, even though that doesn't make any sense. If it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Punch-Out's very classic, and it's got a little charm to it, whereas Ring King, I like that one too. Like, it's cute, but it's not like as memorable, really. It's just a couple identical guys with just going around the ring.
A couple elements I like about Ring King is the ability to manipulate your stats, which most of the game you only have a figure of 9 to work with that you can divide between sort of strength, speed, and endurance. But I believe, depending on how you play the game, because they have like a tournament set up, you can get more numbers to distribute, but that seems to be hard to do. I don't know exactly how that system works, so that requires more research on my part, I suppose. One thing I want to bring up is how you restore your life in each game. In Punch-Out, you press select in between rounds, and you'll see a little Max Trainer pumping his fist a little bit faster, like, yeah, go get him. And when the match starts for the next round, you'll see the bar go and refill his life. What are they doing in Ring King?
What's going on there? Maybe we should move on to the next game.
The arcade version of Punchout's even more non-PC than the Nintendo one. Instead of Soda Popinski, it was Vodka Drunkinski, really playing into Russian stereotype. And there was actually a completely removed character called Pizza Pasta, who was supposed to be some sort of stereotypical Italian, I guess. I don't know. Weird stuff, but the games were fun. The Punch-Out's more pattern recognition and figuring out, like, you know, what everybody does and exploiting their weak points. Ring King's a little bit more random. I feel like Ring King probably serves better as an actual boxing game. Not that it's a great game that way, but you're dancing around the ring, moving around your opponent, and trying to find an opportunity to punch him. And yeah, it's interesting. The only special moves that you can do in Ring King is sort of a power punch that sends people airborne, and sometimes an uppercut that will launch someone over the ring, resulting in an automatic win.
Which is not crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. And of course, like most of the games this seems to be a theme that's starting with some of our Versus games, is that a lot of our games are starting to break down to be, one of the games is sort of a side-scroller, maybe a bird's-eye perspective, but sort of a, you know, classic Nintendo view, while in this case that would be Ring King, while the other is sort of a third-person or behind-the-back shot, more of a perspective shift, like in Punch-Out. You see the guy right in front of you, and your viewpoint is from behind the little Mac. So, you know, and they both have different advantages and different disadvantages. I think Ring King, you know, like I said, you can circle around the enemy, but I think the characters are more intimidating in something like Punch-Out. Also, one thing I want to address, and you can tell me how you feel about this. What do you feel about how when they lost the rights to use Mike Tyson, so the next Prince of Punch-Out replaced him with Mr. Dream?
That was a questionable decision. I don't know why they couldn't just make a whole new boxing game with a different title and everything. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of awkward.
Do you have anything else to add, hon?
I mean, they're both cute. They're both fun. You know, something to sit down and mash some buttons, beat up some guys, and just chill for the night.
One advantage that Ring King has is that it's two-player, and it's one of the first examples of a fighting game, so we can box each other sometime. So we know how popular Punch-Out has gotten, or Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Does anyone in the audience remember Ring King? Do you have any memories of you know, playing with a second player, family member, or anything with this game? Let us know in the comments, please.
Do you get as distracted as I do by the little audiences in these games?
Oh yeah, I like the audience in Ring King a little bit better. They seem a little bit more lively, more different. Like, you know, there's one with a hat and there's one with glasses, and they seem more varied than what's in Punch-Out.
The little potato people.
Yeah, but the potato people makes it look like a larger crowd.
It's cute.
Oh, and I also gotta do a shout out to the Rocky ripoff from the training montages where he's running behind his trainer.
And it sweats.
Yeah, in sweats. I realize that doesn't have to be Rocky. A lot of boxers, I'm sure, did that kind of thing, but it just made me think of Rocky. Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you thought of Ring King, if you remember it.
Please punch the like button and uppercut the subscribe button.
And I haven't heard no bell.
Ding, ding, ding. Get on that.
See you in the next video.